Did you know 4 of our days are named after Norse gods and goddesses? Another is named after a planet that the Romans thought was a god, and the other 2 are named after things in the sky that you see all the time. Today I'll tell you about what all the days of the week are named after. We'll start with Sunday, which is the most obvious of all. Sunday is named after the giant ball of fire in the sky, which we call the sun. The Romans would originally name that day Dies Solis, or Sun's Day. The Anglo-Saxons inherited the celestial tradition, swapping Rome's solar deity for their own Germanic sun god. From this fusion emerged the Old English Sunendag, a name that also means sun's day. Now Monday is all about that moon, baby. Not a moon baby, but the moon, baby. A moon baby would be pretty crazy. Now on this rock we call Earth, a lot of older civilizations have worshipped the moon and usually deify it as a goddess. You may have heard of Luna, Diana, Isis, Ishtar, Juno, or Artemis, to name a few. So with the moon striking humans with awe for a very long time, and with its importance to our planet and the life here, it's no wonder that it deserves its own day. Monday is derived from Anglo-Saxon Old English as well, from the word Monendag, meaning the moon's day or day of the moon. Tuesday begins our trip through the Norse pantheon. Tuesday is named after the most badass Viking god named Tue, more commonly known as Tyr though. Tyr, who is the son of Odin and the Norse god of war, law, and justice, is best known from an Old Norse tale called the Binding of Fenrir. In this tale, the Norse gods have become frightened of the giant and fierce wolf named Fenrir and are trying to trick him into wearing a chain so they can bind him up. Fenrir, who is a bit skeptical that the chain is a beautiful gift the gods are telling him it is, tells the gods he will only wear it if one of them puts their hand in his mouth as a sign of good faith while they place the chain around him. Knowing that they would surely lose a hand when Fenrir realizes it's a trick, the gods nervously hesitate. But that's when Tyr swaggers forward with bravery, knowing his hand is doomed, and sticks it right into Fenrir's mouth to placate the wolf. When Fenrir does realize the chain was binding him, he ripped Tyr's hand off, but Tyr's sacrifice helped the gods subdue Fenrir for a time, and also earn Tyr, or Tue, his own day. Wednesday is named after the Alfadir, or the father of all the Norse gods, named Wodan, or more commonly known as Odin. Odin is also a god of war, along with being a god of death, poetry, and wisdom. He rules from Asgard with 2 wolves and 2 ravens at his side, and he is well known for sacrificing one of his eyes to gain cosmic understanding and wisdom. The god was seeking such knowledge and wisdom from the Well of Wisdom, guarded by Mimir. Mimir demanded a significant sacrifice from Odin in exchange for a draft of knowledge and insight from the well, and Odin willingly plucked one of his eyes out and dropped it into Mimir's well as his sacrifice. I suppose along with cosmic understanding, that kind of sacrifice does earn you a day of the week as well. So Wednesday is derived from Woden's Day. Now Thursday is named after one of Wodan's sons, and an even more famous god to us modern day humans, the god of thunder, a guy named Thor. Thor famously wields his hammer Mjolnir, and with each swing of it he made lightning sweep across the sky, and thunder would sound when Thor struck Mjolnir into an enemy giant while in battle. Thor also was very loved by those who worshipped the Norse gods because he did not require any human sacrifices, and he was known as a protector of both humans and other gods. Thursday is literally known as Thor's Day. So now we're on a Friday, which is usually people's favorite day of the work week or school week. The day of the week gets some female representation, as Friday is named after the Norse goddess Frigga, sometimes known as Frigg. Frigga is known as the patron of marriage and motherhood and the goddess of love and fertility. Frigga is the queen of Asgard, as she is the wife of Wodan, and she is said to know the destiny of every person. Frigga is often confused with a different Norse goddess named Freya, though some historians believe Frigga and Freya are actually 2 aspects of an even more ancient Norse goddess. And that leaves us with Saturday, which is named after a planet in our solar system that the Romans deified as a god. That god and planet is known to us as Saturn, a planet that has a great deal of mysticism wrapped around it. From a belief by some that its rings are artificially created to the idea that Saturn has a lot to do with the human soul and karma, Saturn has been pretty important to all sorts of different cultures on Earth. The Romans, however, believed that shiny speck in space known to them as Saturn was a god, whose own son Jupiter chased him off. When Saturn fled from Jupiter, Saturn ended up taking residence in the west-central region of Italy known as Latium. It is here that Saturn was said to teach the local people about agriculture and viniculture, and usher in a golden age of peace, prosperity, and plenty. For the respect people had for Saturn, they honored him with the festival of Saturnalia, which was a 7-day event where business was forbidden and slaves and masters reversed roles, along with giving Saturn his own day of the week. Saturn's day is known to us now as Saturday. Now that you know about the days of the week, make sure to check out the video I made for you on how the names of the months were chosen. And if you have any strong thoughts on any of these days, grace us all with your opinion in the comments below.